Welcome to making and adding assessments to your own trackers in MasteryConnect. Before we begin, I want to tell you about a little feature on YouTube that will help you navigate tutorials more efficiently. It's called chapters. What I'm going to do is add markers for you so that if you've already made your assessments and just need to know how to add it to your tracker, go ahead and skip to that place in the timeline, that little breakpoint in there, by moving the timeline dot to that break in the timeline. With that out of the way, let's start with the basics of an assessment if you've never made one of these before. I will be putting links to other videos at the top of the screen and in the description that show how to do some of the other things as I call them out in the video. So go to the Assessments tab in MasteryConnect. Here you have the option to start creating items for your students to complete online, which I highly recommend because you have so many cool tools available to use to make it look like the map test. I will have a link on how to find all the cool tech-enhanced item tutorials at the top of the screen now if you want to start making your own custom items that students can manipulate on screen. To begin this, click on the smaller Item Bank tab, and then if you want, click on the How to Create Items link at the top of your screen right now to watch that tutorial and then come back here. I recommend you watch the Tech Enhanced tutorials first and then watch my Item Bank tutorial second, and then come back and finish this tutorial to make some more amazing assessments based on those items that you just created for your students this year. Now let's pretend that you either created your test questions in an item bank already, or that you have a Google Doc that you have made or someone sent you and you're now ready to actually make your assessment. So from here, click on Add Assessment. Leave your assessment type alone and then select your subject. Very important here, make sure you choose the Missouri Unpacked 2016 standards. If you don't pick this one, all of your work will be for nothing. Under Class, select your grade level. Now choose your standard. Add a title and description. Now here's where your options from the beginning of the video weigh in. In the assessment source, you're either going to select Google Drive Doc or go to the item bank and add your amazing technology enhanced items. If you chose Google Doc, just click on the blue plus and choose what you want to assign points to, or if you made your own items in the item bank, click the plus sign next to the items and then add them to the right column to be entered into your assessment. Add in your scoring to make sure that the points make sense to be able to use the proficiency scale. Your grade level chairs should have that video and could explain it to you or send it out to you. Click on Create Assessment. Here's where we now move over to just adding an assessment to your tracker if you already have one made. Head back to your Assessment tab. Narrow your search down to find your assessment by selecting Subject, Standard, and Created By. Find your test and click on the Add dropdown. Click on Add to Tracker. Click on the tracker that you want it to be on. It will now show up in your tracker. Now to find it once you are in your tracker, you will look for that standard in the sea of all your standards. You'll notice that some of your standards have these little tabs above them. That indicates that these standards have assessments in them. Side note, you can grab the 4 arrows to move these standards around. I like to move all of my power standards to the front of my list so I never have to scroll far to work on my trackers. Click on the dark box of the standard you want to look at. Your test is in there, ready to go. When you click on the Assess part of it, you can then check which tools and accommodations you want your students to be able to use, which you can then customize to make it more map-like. Just saying. Clicking on the Dark tab, you can see your assessment, answer key, and privacy settings as well. I like to uncheck Hide Student Answers and Hide Assessments so that my students can access the assessment easily and start it by just hopping into their own MasteryConnect. Side note hack, if you go to the standard that you want inside of your tracker, you can then click Add Assessment here if you have your Google Doc ready or your item bank items ready, and then it will have all the details filled out for you, including your core, standard, and the tracker that it's going to be in. If you already created a test, you can also select from My Assessments here and get it directly added to your tracker and your standard. I know this video was a little bit longer than my other MasteryConnect videos, but I wanted to be a little bit more thorough in certain areas with you so that you had everything you needed so you can get off the ground and making your own assessments. If you need any assistance, just send me an email and I will get back to you. I can come work with you one-on-one with this or even meet over Zoom. I'll see you in the next video or in person, either way.